In the case of...
But that's
Freaking weird.
ETA for transport, 10 minutes.
A podcast called Strangest Fruit. A podcast called Strangest Fruit.
We got 2 new tattoos. He whose name is not to be spoken got a
He hit him with the
HRD.
Lord. He called him Lord Voldemort.
With the HRD heard, Didontae got a matching one. I'm sure you've seen the footage.
That's just different right here.
Compliment of DOA Mikey Campos. What does the DOA stand for?
It stands for Dead on Arrival.
Okay.
You know that?
I didn't want to assume. That's what I thought it was.
Bro, you better stop that.
Come on now.
You better stop.
Mikey Campos, I met when it I got to Ironwood January, February, March. When did the dog program end?
2017.
Was it 17?
Yeah.
I want to say I got there maybe March of 2018. When did you get there?
I got there, I forget, but it was like the end of 2017. I had barely
So
just
you
got
were a
there.
little before me.
Yeah, a little before.
What building were you in?
I believe I was in 5 block.
Oh, yeah. That's where I was trying to get to. I was in 4.
I was nowhere there.
You was in a
I
hole.
wished.
You was in a hole.
Fuck. that.
Nah, yeah, you was
Just
in the
thinking
hole.
about it. Damn it.
And it was crazy, too, because literally 3 months after I left Corcoran, that whole thing with the Fresno guys jumped off.
Yeah, it went bananas.
Yep.
You barely
So
slept.
let's go back. I mean, I know Mikey, like we've been in, I can't even count how many groups, how many classes, work, all that. So I know that story, and I think it's a great story. I want to share. I want Didontae to hear it, to meet my buddy. So tell us growing up, like run through it. He's someone who went through the board process, so
What?
the pro board process.
Man.
Oh, how long you been
don't know
out?
what I thought you know.
What you thought?
I'm not being offensive. I could have sworn you said you went through the border process. Like, damn. man,
No,
like
damn.
that.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
real?
No.
Oh, I'm
The parole board. How long you been out now?
I've been out for 2 years.
And you did how much time?
I did 20.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
38?
Yeah.
You look young.
Made
Like
you cough,
said.
huh?
Huh?
Made you cough, huh?
Oh, man.
So give us like what we call the elevator pitch or whatever, but a little bit longer version. Like growing up, what was it like? Like how did you end up in a place where you landed in prison?
Oh, man. Well, this is off the top, man. I grew up, growing up was, it was a crazy experience, man, growing up. Like I said, man, I always like felt like a little different. My parents, they're both in and out of prison and belonged to the gang and all that. I came out heroin addicted too, so I automatically was taken from my parents, placed in foster care for a time, and then my grandmother picked me up, and
She adopted you or no?
no, she did.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
did like legal guardian type thing.
Okay.
What year was this?
Man, this was in
80s, 90s?
85.
85.
I'm an 85 baby.
That's heavy crack era right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Born
What-
in General Hospital, you know.
So are you
Damn.
right?
Yeah.
That's where you from?
No, I'm from SGV area.
SGV.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out San Diego. My
Shout out to the Little Valley.
Man. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hey,
Oh, man.
I mean, don't tell them that, you know.
Yeah. For real. So at what you were born into the whole gang environment. It was within your family. What age did you see any other choice for you to, other than join the gang? Were there any other paths open for you?
I mean, to be real,
That's the
man.
tattoo material.
It's safe. It's good. Yeah. To be real, man, I didn't want to see anything else, man. My brothers and my uncles and aunts and friends and everybody was involved in the gang lifestyle. So I was just like, man, like as a kid, I'm like, me too, you know. Like for me going to school and all that, it was too hard, bro. It just I just could not behave for the life of me.
My brain doesn't work in a way that fits the school model. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I did not fit in that model at all.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I didn't know all the like I didn't know everything I know now, right? I didn't know like why I was so angry and why I was so violent. And,
You just were living it.
Yeah, I was that kid, and I just couldn't. I couldn't explain it. You know what I mean? So whenever they try questioning me about it, like, you know, teachers or you know, police, whatever, you know, like it just came out as being this resentful, rageful, you know. I didn't have a way with my words back then, so
Yeah. And
so you know,
what were you ultimately arrested for? What was the charge?
I was arrested for murder
And what charge? At what age?
at 16
And this is in what year?
in 2001.
All right. Tried as an adult.
Yeah,
What court?
Pomona Court.
Oh, such a horrible time.
I got a cool little part about Pomona too, man. Pomona Court.
before the police shooting or after?
This like recently, this like a couple of weeks ago.
No. I'm talking about.
Oh, it was before.
Oh, all right.
But there is still this.
Ah,
Like,
Wait, what were you
yeah.
saying with Pomona Court? What happened?
Nah, I just recently just went there, like let's just say like 2 weeks ago
For what?
for my job.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was finna say, man,
And
please don't say
nah,
you
bro,
got
but it
locked
was
up, bro.
it was crazy though because like it was a moment I had, bro, cause when I was there, it was like the worst day of my life. Like my life was over.
Damn.
And to walk back in, like, you know,
Through
like
the
a
front
like
door?
a
Working man.
Through the
like
front door.
well, I didn't walk inside the court. I was just on the property, you know. And I could like literally see my grandmother. Like how come you just can't behave, Michael? Like
In the same spot.
And like walking down, I like even where we would park the car because I've been there a gang of times. So, and it was just always just like a bad vibe. And then being there at that time was like, damn, bro, I stand here free, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Like,
I felt,
you know.
That's how I felt when we were in front of East Lake. When we were in front of East Lake Juvenile Hall. That's right where they sent me.
That's crazy. You got all these moments.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
stood right
it's-
in front of there. We got a like a picture that we used for the promo and everything.
Man.
That was a dope moment
I
right
say
there.
mine was going back into the courtroom that sentenced me to advocate for a juvenile to get out of jail.
That's a crazy one.
That's
That's a
that's
Same
crazy.
courthouse,
Yeah.
Compton Court, and then the judge ended up coming off the bench. My bad, y'all. That's a fine on the show. I'm sorry. I got to pay
Damn.
$500.
Or 1,000 burpees.
I'll take them 1,000 burpees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that.
But
So-
you got, was there the compound at that time?
Yeah,
You got sent to the compound?
I did.
Trial all the way. Was it, you tried to fight it, obviously. You had a strategy. Did you get found guilty?
Yeah,
What was the charge?
for second-degree murder.
All right.
What was it like for you in the compound?
Um,
Because that's a whole nother. It's a different energy in that joint right there.
You know what, bro? Like when I went in there, I didn't really have like enemies because
Yeah.
it was all just filled with guys from Pacoima, and you know, so
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me it was great, right?
Oh, yeah.
And,
you guys share, yeah.
And so like being in there wasn't hard. I think the hardest part was like coming to terms that like my life was over. You know what I mean? And
Did everybody get hung right there?
everybody, like when you went to that unit, I went to Silmar Z unit, and when you went to that unit, like your life was over, and
Yeah, yeah.
everybody would like
That's how- yeah.
Did
would
they
tell
have the
you
morning
that
workout shit going on there?
they had all types of little
Yeah,
bullshit
they
going on there.
they was like Z was programming like it was an actual prison.
They were doing
Yeah, like they
workouts?
didn't even have like you
Bro,
didn't even
like
have no
4 in the
TV or
morning.
nothing.
No.
4 in the morning.
Juveniles?
Bro, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they doing physical training. It's all
They're saying you're going to prison.
They have
and,
no
you know,
idea what they're even getting ready for.
No, they're telling them like, no, the staff knew because the staff was the one that was running the workouts.
Yeah, the staff was like, like you guys are going to prison, like, so that's why they didn't let us watch TV.
Damn,
Like,
their
all
brain-
these little things, like,
They were doing that to you?
they're doing that to us when we're in there, like the unit. You know what I
You
mean?
got these same staff that been there about 10,
Damn,
15
I didn't
years.
know they were doing that.
Yeah, you had.
So their brain, that's like a super brainwash, right?
It was like a little weird, bro, like for me. And then I don't know if I was going to like some type of depression or what I was going through, or some type of like defiant moment, like this being defiant. And I just didn't give a fuck what was being said at that time. Like that's how far I was. Like bro, just get out of here with that, you
That's
know?
understandable.
And like I was just like hurt, like cause I'm like, man, I'm fucking like I felt beat. I'm like, fuck, I'm fucking beat. So I was able to well, I ended up getting kicked out of there.
Where did
Right?
you wake up the day after you heard the guilty verdict?
Oh, I was in the county jail, bro. I was in a juvenile module.
Oh, they sent you to the juvenile.
Yeah,
module?
not right
Linwood?
there, bro.
Linwood?
No, I'm talking
No,
about
the
LA
county-
County,
oh,
4600.
okay.
They had the
And
tub
not-
in there still.
Who?
The tub. They had that fucking tub with the books and shit in there. Like
I didn't know. I never.
yeah, they had some shit in there. Like it was.
It was like it's crazy. That was like a big leap from going to juvenile hall to going there, and now like the kids they're stabbing each other. And I was all in with that. I was like, "Oh my god, this is fantastic!"
Yeah.
And you know, like
Oh, it's great.
Best
it was
day
crazy.
ever!
Yeah, no, I was like,
He
like,
walking
oh.
into the purge or something.
I was happy. I was like, it was crazy because I was like, let's do this.
Because you're
you know?
fully conditioned to be violent at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm like, let's do this, bro. Like, you ain't gonna be over here bumping me like that, you know. And
This fool fight, he fights him over. too.
yeah, so that's how like my mentality was at, you know.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, and then like too like, I was known for that out there, so
Yeah.
I kind of had to uphold that, like like, and that was like the face I wore, bro, like there, like the whole time I was there, and I was just picking guys and just acting a fool, man,
Yeah.
And,
Hey, he got tattoo removal too from Homeboy. He used to have it big on his cheeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a good ass job.
I know.
Yeah, they did good.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
I didn't even
right
trip
there.
because when I got out, he went to Beacon House like a couple times. We drive out, we go hang out in the front for a while.
Beacon House, boy, I pulled up on that thing, boy.
He was just there.
It's slippery over there.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, it's real slippery.
It's even worse now.
Yeah,
gotta
it's,
be careful,
yeah.
man.
When were you there? A couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I went over there to do a speech with Serafine and one of the other guys. He had invited
and
me.
Oscar.
Oh, Oscar?
Yeah.
Oh, Oscar.
Yeah.
Did he bring his dog?
Oscar moved like a Buddhist.
Yeah, he's
Did-
real cool.
He's so
Yeah,
real.
he's so.
The last time he seen me was just, I hit one of the homies,
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he see me, he's like, "Oh
seen you
man,
go
they
live.
let you out."
They
I'm
let
like,
you
"Oh
out?
no!" I was like, "No, I
That's
did
not
a-
what you want to hear.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, they let you out?
Yeah,
Get
like,
the
damn.
fuck up out of here, man.
Nah,
He
well,
had his kids. He had his kids like.
Hey, the homie out. We ain't going over there.
Nah, he was like I was like, "Nah, man, I
But then
done
he
a."
heard your story.
Yeah, I done a lot of growing since
dope.
then, bro. I was like, I went downhill and then I kind of,
What?
all right,
What type of mind state did you have to get into to embrace that? Because it takes a lot to leave that reputation. Like it's when you like
To embrace what?
to embrace when you get to that point, it's gonna take either something that broke you, it's gonna take something that's gonna enlighten you,
Oh,
like
to
a
embrace
higher
change and all
power,
that?
to just be like, I'm gonna leave that. Like I'm gonna leave this identity, like my old name, Buck, and whatever other name I have. To leave that, that's bro, that's about 20-something years worth of stripes right there. That's blood, sweat, and tears. That's loyalty. That's me. Like when I go, they gonna go too. Just to be like, all right, Then you get to the point where you're like, yo, if you see me getting into something with somebody on the basketball court, don't help me. I don't want your help. Because if I get into some shit and I go to the back, I don't want to be feeling responsible for what I done did.
That's crazy because too. I remember one time we were in line in Corcoran, and I remember looking at B-Loke at Brian, thinking like, this guy's been so instrumental in change in my life and stuff like that. Like, if there was supposed to be like a riot or something, like I'm obligated to punch this dude or like get off
And
on this
then
dude.
the
I couldn't
dude-
see that no more.
The
Like,
dude
I-
is a devout Christian, but
yeah, great.
who he
great
used to
dude.
be, he's a living legend in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Like he's top rank. But even with him being a Christian, some of our loyalty is so dedicated to that man
No,
out of
he's- yeah,
respect. They
yeah.
still gonna like,
Yeah.
look.
He was
that's
a great
still,
kid,
yeah, it's
man.
just, but that goes to show that, like, what did it take for you to just be like, I'm done?
man, it was a number of things, man.
Was something in Kern Valley.
Man,
The way he look, he
Yeah, I'm
lean
like-
in on you.
I know all his. I mean, those are the things that stick out that I remember. That I, like.
Yeah.
Man, you know what, man? Like it's so, what like really like kind of like set me over the edge, bro, was my brother had passed away, man.
Is
And
this in Kern Valley?
this was when I was in High Desert,
Okay, I thought it was
and
Kern Valley.
that was that something that kind of like shook me, bro. It shook me to like to start questioning myself.
What year was this?
This was 2013. So, but I'm doing a gang of like things that I'm just going with the program, bro. It just is what it is, right?
So at that point, you're not in your change or nothing yet.
Nah, hell
But
no.
this
No,
kinda-
it took me years after that still too.
Even
right?
after that.
Did you straddle the fence?
Not straddle the fence because I didn't like really say shit out loud. It was just like if you cross me, you already know what you got coming, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Hold on.
You know
So
what I mean?
it's different type of cross. We talking $5 cross, $10 cross, $20 cross, $50 because it's different type of cross. You got some people that's all it take.
Yeah.
Were you able to take a substantial loss and just walk it off? What was that point where you like I can't let this go?
I think it was when somebody would show defiance and say, I'm not going to do this and that. And like mainly saying, I'm not working with you. And that was one thing that was it. Like that
Oh,
was
so
it.
yeah, you basically saying fuck me. Like,
Yeah, I couldn't.
yeah, that's
I couldn't take that one.
You
That
know,
was
like
like,
debts and stuff?
huh?
Like debts?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I couldn't take it.
In the groups too, he would speak a lot like when we're talking about triggers and stuff like that. Like I always
That's
remember,
my thing right
that
there.
was
like,
his thing always.
Like if you say like, well, this is what you're not gonna do, it's just like
That's why, yeah.
You know, and that was just something that I don't know why, you know, it just something that it still lingers today. I gotta keep it on check. But
at least
but
you can identify your triggers.
yeah,
and
man,
know
I
what they
got
are.
it down, and as soon as I see somebody that does that,
Yeah.
I will shy away from them in a heartbeat. You know?
I've been practicing this, bro, from
Yeah.
learning in the dog program that we in. So our great teacher, Leah, I've been going to study to be a master trainer, but it's the 4 different type of movements or languages or body languages that they have, and I apply it myself. It's fight, flight, avoidance, and surrender. When you walk up to somebody and their energy is messed up, what are you gonna do? You look at them. What are we gonna fight? You avoidance. I'm gonna try to get away from you. And then that last one is you done finally just said no, and that's when it's like, all right, I gave you 5 good chances. That's 2 more than I'm really supposed to give your ass. There's only so much that a man can take, even in prison. You know, even if a person that's going to that, what would be something, I've never asked this before, what would be something for you getting ready to go to the parole board that could have stopped you from going home? For real, I really want to know that because everybody has, it has to be something.
I mean, I can't say like like there
If you would have gotten into a
there-
fight, what would you have did? Would you have laid on the ground?
no. I would have momentarily took the L to immediately stop it, and then I would have tracked him to his cell maybe a couple days later.
That was very slickly said. You know what I'm saying? 5 points for Brian James. You know what I'm saying? Clock that into the meter. So that's why I was asking, like, what
But
would
in
be your
reality,
next-
there was nothing. I was going home to my family. Nothing was gonna stop me.
What was it like seeing him in a new face? Did you get to see that?
No, we met for the where
we met there.
we met there.
I think we're in Delano. I think I don't know where.
He says that he always has a story, which I call I don't know, shenanigans.
I done heard a few
He says
stories,
that I
bro.
wouldn't look at him like I had like some kind of, I don't know, like
Why
it's,
you
Oh,
wouldn't
when I went in the group
maybe
with
I was
them.
Why you wouldn't
spooked.
look at the homie,
It was
bro?
my first level 3. I'm coming from Corcoran, a highly like charged, hostile.
Oh, you was TTG. You was turned up, shouting.
No, not at all.
You was turned
I was
up.
really
shawty.
humble. I
It was,
came in-
"Woo, Ric Flair. Huh?
I mean, maybe my energy presented that, but I was really humble in my heart for sure. Like I was so
But
happy
you
to be
still
there.
had. But how long had you been on level 4?
That's it. This is my first level 3. I'd been there by the
How
time I
long
met
had
you.
you been on 4?
26 years, maybe at that point.
You couldn't let go of the level 4 face. Even
Yeah,
though
that's
your
what it was.
interiors, you still had
Yeah.
that I got my yard face
Protect
on.
me, protect myself. Still
Yeah,
like worried about all
it's-
kinds. I
yeah.
hadn't really done the type of work we were doing yet.
That work was crazy.
This boy used to send me up stacks, literally. I would send down the same. We would just stacks of papers, like chop it up with a pen, rewrite notes. Like, what do you think?
Oh yeah, y'all some
Retyping.
bad boys.
We were doing that, but with multiple people doing that, like a lot of
trying to
everybody's
get
doing
out
that.
of there, man.
Trying to get free.
Trying to work ourselves out. But man, even being there, man, like with
That's why I
with
asked
some of
about
the guys
Dante.
there, they literally set like a standard that was like coming from like a 180 yard. I went from a 180 yard to a 270 to there, and it was just dramatic changes, like so much so where I thought I couldn't take it. I'm like, I can't take it. I just can't be around somebody like this, And
You
it
were
was
shell
just-
shocked.
I was shell shocked, and I just like another thing too. And I don't know why I would do this, but like if I knew you haven't been through nothing, and you don't know the struggle, it would upset me when you would start speaking on it. And I was
feel
like,
that- I mean, that's
you know what I'm
natural.
talking. I don't know why, bro, but it would be like
That's
I'm
why that's
like,
everybody that really
You
been
about
in.
that
You know what I mean?
life?
Hey, the
You
guys
ain't walk that walk. Huh?
Yeah, the guys in ARC used to always say, like, they were like, we used to always see Mikey and Sentinella, like, and Sentinella was the level 4, it's like White House, full blown, like,
Just crazy,
it was
bro.
where it
Yeah.
was at. They used to always look at him like, man, you gotta get out of here. Like, we knew, like, he had an opportunity to go home and change. It was
crazy too, bro, because I was with my older brother there, right?
With his
And,
old-
Oh, your brother was
yeah,
there?
my brother, my brother's doing great right now. But at that time, like
He's a leader.
at that time for me, like I'm not banging no more, bro. Meaning I didn't go and tell the whole yard. It was just one of them
This
things
is the
where
most
I just
crazy
like
story, bro.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do me, and I'm gonna try to work myself out of here. I'm gonna try to go to Ironwood.
He made that declaration,
and
like,
and he was just kind of like, man, like, whoa. But then at the end of the day, he's like, you got to do what you got to do, homie. Like, you know what I mean? You're your own man, homie. I'm your older brother, but, of course I want better for you. And for him, the pro board was an absolute no for him. He was just like, no way. Like, I'm not doing that. These guys are not, I'm not doing none of that. And I was like, all right, well, fine. I gotta go this way though. And then, that's how I got on Ironwood, bro. I
Hey,
had to
what-
shake
what-
his hand and be like, "Hey, bro, I love you, man. I'll catch you on the next one."
imagine that.
And if not, I'll see
Imagine
you.
that. That was a strong story.
Yeah.
What puts something in you to where, and brother's a leader. Like, it's older brother at that. So what gives you like the courage or the drive? Like, you still weren't even like, you still had tons of work to do.
bro. Like, check it out.
Change
right?
was just a concept you were reaching for.
So I get there, right, and I'm having like a little issues with one of the guys
Where?
in Centinela,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And it was funny because I told my brother, I changed. And then I turned around and turned up on one of the guys, like, and he was like, I thought you changed. I was like, I'm trying to still.
Yeah. I'm not perfect.
It's still work, bro. Like, I just can't handle when somebody does that. And the only reason the whole thing didn't go down is because we're on the other side of the gate. You know how the yard split?
Center, middle yard.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, bro, like, I was like, I'm still trying to get this together, but this is initially what I want, though. I do want to be a better version of me, and I do want to go home to our family. And
But to say that, imagine that,
But
to
to
say
say
that
it,
to
bro,
your
and
brother
How,
in the
how,
cell.
how does your family react? Because
In
a
that
lot of dudes
environment?
that's gang. Your whole family from the hood. They like, look, this is what it is. This was you know what time it is. You know what you signed up for.
But he's
all
also
of a
like
sudden-
he's also left solid footprints like in the game. Like he's
But still,
reputable.
but
like
some people in the game don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
take
yeah.
that type of loss. If I got a true trooper, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my dudes off the scoreboard.
yeah.
yeah, we need you on the court. Man.
Yeah, we need
I
you
would just
full
say
court.
like as far as like my family goes, like for me, like what I was like in two different worlds, Of course, my family, like in the end, they all wanted better. I think all our families want better for us and want us to do good and be the best we can be. Yeah. And then then we're in this world, and it was a little different because I'm in this world with my brother. Right. So it's us. It's a we thing. It's not it's we. You know what I mean? So it was difficult, Of course, my brother would know, like, if anything were to go wrong, he already knows that we gonna lose, right? And that's just, it is what it is. But thank God, right, that didn't happen. And I think a big part of the movement, bro, was my faith, bro. Having faith in God, really trying to put my best foot forward and like really like separate myself from people like that. And it was crazy, bro. One day I was in Delano, bro, right? And we're chilling. And this is the first time I ever met a guy who's been locked up. I think he was locked up for like 22, 23 years.
In Kern Valley?
No, this was in
The reception.
No. This was in Kern Valley. Kern
Okay,
Valley, right?
all
And this guy, like no, excuse me, it was in Corcoran. My bad. It was in Corcoran. And this guy he was locked up 23 years, and I was like, wow, like, you know, like to me that was just a long time, you know.
Still is.
Yeah, like, but you know what I mean? No, like,
From that, when you're looking
I
at it
haven't
from
met
that,
anybody like that, right?
I remember I met this one dude from Burbank one time. He said, "I've been how long you been down?" He said, 11 years. I was like, dang.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that shook me. I was like, dang.
Man, when I met an A number, I couldn't believe.
Oh yeah, there was another A number too. This brother right there.
Never in my life. I was like, bro, how long have you been in jail? Like, I couldn't believe it. And still fully functioning, got their mind.
Yeah.
These dudes speaking like 4 different fucking languages and shit. Come up to you speaking Swahili, Spanish, Asian, whatever else they got out there. Like, for real, just sharp. And they were some of the most deadliest dudes I ever met in prison. Because what they grew up under. You can see the changes of the times. Like seeing a dude that have brothers on the yard, the same as a dude being in the cell with his dad. I used to see that like, damn. Have you ever seen that before?
Nah, I always heard about. Remember my old Celly Gato? He was Cellies with his dad in Salinas, like in 2010.
Man, just imagine that. Like, you in the cell with your daddy.
Yeah, that's
So
something. Yeah.
you go through all this. What was a bump along the way? There's always that one bump. Was it that you flashing on old boy? Was that that was it?
Oh nah.
I
even went to.
I seen him flash on the tower one time too. Like,
Oh yeah, you act like me.
yeah.
Nah, I mean, I just like the thing is though, is like,
What's the
homie was
switch,
getting,
Chris?
homie was a psycho though, no? Like in my defense, if I had one,
What?
the tower that day.
Oh yeah.
He was
no.
a straight. He was one of them guys who had road rage up there.
Hey,
Like,
it's early in the morning, and he lives under the stairs. You know, when you're in those 270 designs, you walk around the stairs. He just happened to walk the wrong way. This guy hopped on the mic, opened the door, like, shh, get out of there. What are you walking? All crazy. Did he prone everybody out?
No. He got crazy. He just got a psycho.
Yeah, this dude just took it for a
Psycho.
minute, and then he was like, oh my God.
Hey, I remember that day too, man. I remember I had like got in trouble too. You know what I mean?
Well, you're not going to go home. Like,
Yeah, and I'm just like, when he told me I was not gonna go home, well, not tell me, like, but I'm thinking in my head I'm gonna get a 115.
And he's already in board mode. You ready to
And
go?
I'm like so mad. Like I turned around and look, cause the only person who was right there was the floor staff. I'm like, oh nah, this is we're losing. And I turned around. I looked at the floor staff, and I'm like, "What's up, homie?" And he just is like, he just looked, and he just is like, he just looked down, and he just like, "Damn, just let this fool go, just let him go."
Because the floor staff's really cool. They like we're in the youth building.
He was finna get ate up out there on that dance floor.
Yeah. What's up,
Man, I was like, cause I thought I was gonna lose, man. I'm like, damn, I did all this work, and then you know, like I just thank God the moment passed. It like. He's like, just go, bro. Just go. You know? And so I just took off and then I was like later on being questioned about my behavior, you know, by the yard, of course, you know.
By my behavior.
Yeah. It's crazy,
What he
bro.
said, though, it's gonna fly right over the average person's head.
Yeah, like-
it's gonna,
Yeah, I'm being questioned out there and I'm just
They had
like,
the grand
man.
jury?
Yeah, bro, and they even I'm like, oh, I'm in group all the time, right?
Yeah.
So like my thing was too, right? Cause a gang I was in 5 block. So a gang of the young guys seen that.
That's a youth offender.
It's a youth
building.
offender. Like we're supposed to be mentors, right?
They had like 200 kids under the age of 25, not kids, but young men under the age of 25 with like life sentence, and they had maybe like 15 of us.
Yeah.
Like older dudes. It was fucking crazy.
But it was crazy.
loved
Like
it.
I remember
loved
going to group that day though, bro, and like they picked me on the spot. Like, oh, this guy got crazy, you know. And you know, and I said, you know what though?
Oh, in group?
Yeah, and I remember like everybody was right there, you know.
Like, what do you have
Like
to
all
say?
the people who tell me I'm in trouble or not, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me just address this, right? So
Let me
I
do
addressed
this.
it in front of everybody, and I go, you know what, man? Sometimes you had them days where that happens, but I'm like, but the bigger problem is what I have in my head though. That's the issue right there, right? It's not him, it's me, because I told myself if a cop ever questions me like that or does that, that's gonna be my reaction right there. And that's what I'm carrying. I'm carrying that here and here, right? Where I'm ready to lose. And I'm like, that's the issue there. And I was like, I had to reroute that, bro. And I'm like, and we all had to do that.
Chronic
you know what I mean?
behavior.
You know what I mean? Like
You don't even know that you're doing it. You're just doing it because you done did it so many fucking times. It's like muscle memory, reflex.
yeah,
just
well, it's like
come out.
you know,
Autopilot.
that's my planned reaction, right?
Yeah.
And we had to redirect those things, man. And I knew that in that moment. And then later on, you know, of course I would work on that, bro. I would be like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna do that. And then it transpires out here too though, bro, because it falls under the same category, you know, where you have somebody who comes up and acts like this or like that. Doesn't always need that automatic response though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't need me to blow up the block, because that ain't never worked for me. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I rerouted.
Yeah. So a week before the board, how you feeling? Where your mind at?
Man, I'm feeling crazy as fuck. I'm feeling. I swear, I'm feeling like I can do it.
You were in the zone though. You were.
I was, because I already did all my work.
Yeah,
though.
he was super confident. I remember that.
Yeah, I already did all the work, and I'm like, man, let's do this, right? And I remember even walking to the pro board, bro. Like
I'm
I
outta
walked
here?
past the essays, right? And everybody's like, man, you got this. I walked past the basketball court. All the blacks that know me, hey, bro, you got this. I walk past the others. So I'm like, man, I'm feeling crazy. I'm like, man, I got this, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, and that shit just like, it went a gang of different ways, you know? Like ways that I didn't expect.
What do you mean, like during board?
Yeah, like this, like the whole process, you know?
So you were getting support from across the board,
Across the board, yeah.
all ethnicities, geographic, all that, everybody in support, because that's just the way Ironwood was built. I used to be on the tablet with him at that time.
Like that?
Yeah, I mean the people that like
Like
that
when
had
they
already been
supported you there,
established
yeah,
for a while.
yeah.
Like I don't know, it's a trip, man. It was
That's
just
hard for me to believe because I ain't never seen no.
no. Absolutely, I get it. Remember when Lobo got there? He was like he couldn't even believe it. Unbelievable.
No, it's crazy.
That's
You're like
another
really
story.
embraced there. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty embraced, man. Everybody kind of like huddles up, you know?
So how did the board process go?
Oh man, it went on. Like I said, there was a gang of like twists and turns in there, and I remember when I first went in there, and I'm having, you know how they have that interview with your attorney, and he starts telling me like things I didn't do and this and that, and I'm like, man, I thought I nailed everything, and I'm like, bro, and I told him I just had an interview with you the other day, and you didn't say that. You know what I mean? So but
Who was your attorney? Was it that Ogun guy?
it was I forgot what his name was. But he was kind of much, you know.
Yeah.
But I started getting mad though, right? And I'm like, I'm looking through the window because we're in the, you know, the double-sided window, and then I see the phone off the thing, right? And I'm like, I kind of just put everything together real quick, right? And I'm like, he's playing me.
The attorney?
Yeah, he's playing me. This is what he's doing, right? Because he didn't tell me nothing. I just seen him like 2 days ago, you know? And he's doing this. I'm like, he's trying to aggravate me, you know? Because my file says I'm somebody else. My file says I'm all these things, and it's true.
They only document the negative
They only
aspects of
document the
your
negative.
sentence,
So it's, you know. So once I kind of caught that, bro, I was just like, I kind of just dialed back. And then when I go into the room, I started to see like
This is before you went into the hearing.
This is before I went into the hearing, and we're on Zoom. The hearing's on Zoom.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know, it's easy.
Man, I
you know?
overthought the fuck out of that just now. I overthought that so far. I'm like, that's how my brain work over here. This crazy shit. I done called him at like 4 a.m, down the tier, asked him some of the most craziest shit in the world. When you turn the light switch on, what comes out? The darkness of the light. Craziest shit you ever think of. That's shit I think of and ask this fool at like 4 a.m. But here's something I wanted to ask about that. Well, I didn't ask what I'm thinking. Did you think this fool had the parole board people listening on the phone?
I felt like that, yeah.
All right, I just wanted to make sure of that. Did you think that?
Well, when I went to
Because you
mine,
didn't say it. I was like, man, do I gotta read between the lines?
But
Like,
here's the
hold
thing:
on.
before I went to mine,
Yeah, you kind of read pretty good though. You got that.
All right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure. I still got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
when I went into, my lawyer said they changed because I was already preparing for one commissioner, and I guess like for that week, you know, I just read his bio, whatever. It doesn't matter. I was ready to go. I didn't care who I went in front of. I was ready. But he goes, they changed commissioners on you. You need to postpone. And I was like, I'm not going to postpone. He's like, I'm recommending now you postpone. I was like, I'm going to see you in there. I just hung up on him. Like, I don't got no energy for this. I'm about to go fight for my life right now. So I had like a weird experience as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I felt like I felt like the whole time, like even the people on the panel, like they're like trying to like upset me to see if I would bite.
Yeah, that's
so
possible.
because I seen what he was doing there, so when I went in there, like I started to see it, and they were trying like every little which way, and like I'm telling them like something like super personal, right, about my life or about how my upbringing. You know how hard that is to talk about.
And then
and homie starts drinking like some water, and he just goes like he does some funny shit. He goes, and I'm like is this motherfucker being serious, right? So like, and then they just turn the screen off on me, and they're like, we're on break, and I'm just like,
damn,
go back to the thing, and I'm like.
But we should prepare for that. Hey, we should prepare for that.
I don't think that's good.
We should, like, when we would do the board prep for people, we would always, no matter how well you're doing, we always apply like a stress test. You just go, it doesn't matter if your answers are perfect.
But who the fuck is gonna think they gonna do some shit like that? Like we gonna break.
And they turn it off and they're like, go back into the holding cell, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, when they're done,
like,
they're done.
Damn, did this go bad, right? And they kept doing it, and I was like, they're messing with me, you know. And I went through the whole thing, and then at the end they're like, hey, this and that, we find you suitable.
What was the most craziest shit they asked you?
The most craziest shit they asked me? I had a gang of what is that? What 128s?
Hey, I remember we should be thinking too. When Mikey goes in there, either he's gonna get it because he's prepared, he done the work, or this fool's gonna snap and it's gonna go bad. Most likely he's gonna get it because he's done the work and he's great. But
huh? I had a gang of them.
Yeah.
For a gang of stabbings and all types of things, right? And
so you had to talk about every stabbing.
So this is what I did, right? And instead of like, you know, of course I'm not gonna be like, hey, I did this, and that, right? I was just like. They're like, do you agree with this? And I'm like, I do, though. And they're just like, what do you mean you do? I was like, I used to be that kind of person. Did I do those? I was like, no. I'm like, but I used to be that person, though. So I promote things like that. So if anybody's going to lock it up or do this and that don't surprise me at all. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I even got that coming. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to sit here and admit that, you know? And then, but
you told him that?
No, I told him just like that, and then it was just like.
That was just about a 1 minute class on how to neutralize at 10:30 right there.
Nah, bro, they just we're moving on. You know what I mean? And
for the record, at 10:30 is it a penal code?
Confidential.
It's for confidential information, but it's not a penal code.
And no, the 10:30 it's part of the Title 15, and that is attached to penal code, and all that's up under the USC and all that shit, but. They got some weird ass statutes in there when they talk about what it takes to identify the person that told on you. They got to be reliable.
Oh, there's like 5 criteria.
Yeah, got to be reliable. See, y'all can remember. Got to be reliable.
Provided corroborated evidence in the past.
What was that? Took a polygraph examination.
Incriminated themselves.
And what's the last one? The last one is
have a pulse.
Good God. There you go.
All you need is a pulse and
that's all it takes. Well, it really all it takes is them just dropping the kite and just.
Yeah, man. I ended up having a gang of them, man. I was telling one of the guys, man. Like I told him, like, damn, man, this shit it's stacked against me, man. This shit's crazy, but it is what it is.
Like
how long were you?
I think like 12 or something.
Yeah. How long were you in there for?
For like probably like 45 minutes. It was fast. It was really quick. Hey, bro, like. They didn't get stuck on nothing with me because they're trying every which way to get me, right? And they're just like, bro, like we like.
Yeah, sorry.
It was this. They just kept on setting the thing
the
on.
portfolio and everything. Yeah, you already answer every question in the paperwork you hand them. The portfolio, pretty much, you know.
And they just kind of like they're just asking me questions like like about the crime, and then it was just crazy because they're like, we're moving on. And
hey, you know what he did too? He did like this is like the levels that for preparation. Did you not? Like stop doing push-ups just to like shrink down and just look a little bit more.
Yeah, I had read something like that. And
I was gonna grow my shit all gray,
so I
all
wouldn't
sad
look
looking.
intimidating or nothing. Yeah. Like I even let myself shrink down.
No, that's what the OGs,
and everything. Yeah, like
OGs teach you.
To be less threatening.
Or they walk in there with a limp because you don't want to show them that you're in the best of shape that you could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? They want to see, all right, if he handicapped or he fucked up.
Shout out to Bambi.
He don't pose no threat.
Yeah, like and you know, like
coming
of
soon.
course, like like everybody's like, man, they don't let nobody get all young. Like you look like a young man, and I was just like in my mind, I'm like, damn, like like what are we gonna do here? And but man, it turned out great though, bro. I ended up earning back my freedom, and
how many days did you wait from parole board until Did you go during COVID, or was it after?
It was like COVID, kind of.
It was during COVID.
Yeah.
Huh? They're doing another Ironwood reunion too. Are you going?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Is that we're going back to the prison?
No, to the restaurant. They meet at some restaurant.
I'll go.
At Tommy's.
I'm down. Yeah.
So you paroled how many days after the parole board?
Like 100, and I think it was like the 120. I think it made it all the way to 120.
And were you one of the parolees that took a picture with the cheeseburger?
No.
Like,
No,
what's your cell phone?
no.
Tanks posted up with the cell phone. No contraband.
Hey, bro, like, hey, when I was walking, because I couldn't believe it, bro. Like, I'm walking out the gate, right? And I'm thinking, like, you know, like here, we can open this motherfucker up, right? And the CO goes, he goes, what does today represent? I'm like the unknown, bro. Like, this is the best day of my life. I mean, I get to move forward in my life. And I'm like, and I'm gonna make that motherfucker look great. You know what I mean? And bye. You know,
Damn,
gone. Yeah, gone. You know.
And did you have to go to the transition the same day, or did you get the weekend?
Hey, bro, I got to. I got to spend a couple of days with my family, and then that was some crazy shit, right? I got to spend a couple of days with them, and so my friends came to pick me up, right? And they're all girls, so like, for me to be like hugged and all that was different, bro. It was just like, what the fuck, like you're just violating my space and shit, you know? And, no,
Hey,
like it was.
Mikey's like a no contact kind of guy, just
Yeah.
in general, like in the yard. You know, some homies are like, they hang around. He's like that.
Like, I'll be hanging on me like that.
Yeah. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
What Kevin Hart said. He said, "Mother just got out the pit."
Yeah.
I know.
He in the corner like,
Say it with your chest, little nigga.
Fuck. No, it was crazy though, bro. Like it was like something I couldn't believe, bro. Like I even well, one of my little girls, right? I was like looking at a tree and I'm like, "You want to do something with me?" And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Let's touch a tree." And she's like, "I don't see what the big deal is." I was like, "Well, it's a big deal when you haven't touched one for 20 years, you know?" And then she's just like, "Man, of course she's like, that's overrated." And I'm like,
yeah, it's overrated.
yeah, you know, she's quite the character. But
How old is she?
She was like 12.
She said it's overrated.
Yeah, she's like, it's overrated. She rolled her eyes and everything. I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah, like,
I'm having a moment here.
there goes my moment. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, that thing's in the toilet. That's down. Yeah,
That's dumb. The things in the toilet.
Damn.
yeah. So,
Fucking kids, bro.
Memory
yeah,
gone.
hey, bro, like that too, bro. That was like another thing that shocked me, bro. Like
Fatherhood.
even being around kids at all, bro. Like just
They
tripping
don't
on
give a
them,
damn.
like, and then
They don't
then they're
care.
teenagers, so they of course they
You
got
live
their own
with kids
opinions.
now?
I live with them,
How many?
with two of them.
Okay.
And it's
Teenagers?
my girl. Yeah, my girl. She had two daughters,
Okay.
and one is 17, the other one is 13 now, and they're their own life, bro. It's trippy to see, but it also reminds me too when I was young. You know what I mean? And you know how you're fucking smart mouthed and you know everything and all these things. So that's what I got going on, you know? And I'm like it was crazy, bro, because like getting out of prison, like even in Ironwood, bro, you don't have nobody cross the line with you. Like, you know, and then getting out here, like I have two little girls like talking about like, I don't give a fuck, you did 20 years. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, you don't scare me. I'm just right there. Just like, I'm like, this is my life. And I just laugh. I laugh because it's funny to me, but it also shows me that world I was in was not important. You know what I mean? It was an illusion. And the illusion is not real. You know what I mean? Me getting home, the 20 years or being this and that away from my people are reality. It wasn't real, bro. Yeah. And you know what I mean? So I'll stand here now like all 10 toes down, and I'm like, this to me, this is gangster right here. Instead of this,
for sure.
Like running away from it, because we could all pick moments in there that we don't like. I think all of us in all our lives can do that. And there's moments in there that you gotta let it be a moment. I mean, you gotta ride the wave. And that's one thing that I learned, bro. You know what I mean? Like in prison, bro. Prison gives us a gang of good ass coping skills. And out here, I know that. Nah, you stand 10 toes down here, bro. You don't just quit on moments you don't like, or you don't start acting in another way. Remember all the things that you told a gentleman when you were there. Because it's like you're telling me earlier, right? Like, how was it to change like that and, you know, leave your people behind or do this or that, right? But I made a commitment to not only myself, but to them too, saying that I would live my life though. And I'll live my life according to this, to these standards, you know what I mean? And I do, bro. And that's what keeps me accountable and responsible for that, you know what I mean? And like, you know, I have, you know, anybody want to smoke or drink, that's on you. I don't stand in judgment. But for me, that's just not okay. You know what I mean? I've been sober for 18 years. I plan on keeping it like that. And this for the people that in my life that were affected by drugs, who couldn't do it for themselves, I do it for them. You know what I mean? And that's just my standard. You know what I mean?
And I will gladly smoke all the bud that you don't choose to smoke.
Yes, sir. Hey, it is. Hey, you know what I mean? There's people who enjoy other things in their lives. You know?
Yeah. So what do you today? What are you doing today? How you been out 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
What does your life look like today?
Man, my life's pretty amazing right now, man. I get to do one thing I love, man, is tattoo.
Yeah, we were just looking at the.
Yeah, man, I got a tattoo on 2 gentlemen today, man, and it was quite the experience. That's one thing that I tripped out, man, because it was like a hustle in prison, and then I got out here and I'm like, man, what am I gonna do, man? Because I don't want to like work like everybody else does, and I'm like, well, I can do this, and I started doing it, and it has its high moments and then it has its lows, you know. And then too, I got another job. I work for homeless services, homeless solutions. And it's pretty much like mobile showering and housing. And it's, you know, helping people get back on their feet, bro. And that right there is a very humbling job, bro. To see people that don't have it like we do, man. And to even live in the house and be able to eat food and live in the bed and, you know, sleep in a nice bed or, you know, whatever luxuries those are luxuries. And then we meet people out here that don't have that. And to me, it's sad, man. And sometimes you even meet people that play by the rules, man. They get educated, they do whatever they do, and then they fall off. And that's another thing that keeps me on track, bro. Like, don't be acting ungrateful. Like, work hard for what you want, bro. And you know, maybe things change.
That's true, because if you lose that gratitude, you could be sat down quick. Like, all the things you judge, all the people you like stood in judgment of, like, you could become all that quick.
And more.
Yep.
And more, bro. And
I always remind myself, like, I'm one bad decision away from being in a terrible situation.
And you know how far you take it. You might just take it all the way over the cliff, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's crazy, bro. Yeah.
He knows, you know.
It's one of them things, though, man. It keeps me humble, man. It keeps me alive inside.
Yep.
And then, too, man, be able to, another thing, too, man, I tell people this all the time, and I wanted to say this here, is that a lot of people get misconceptions of prison. I went in there when I was a young boy. I didn't really know too much. And thank God for the men in there that shaped me the way I am today. You know what I mean? They put a lot of things in me. They put a lot of good things in me. You know what I mean? So not everybody in there wants to paint every motherfucker into a killer, you know, or this or that or whatever. Yep. They taught me a gang of standard. They taught me discipline. You know what I mean? They taught me to keep my loyalty. They taught me to take care of myself. All these things. So, and then being in self-help programs, bro, that helped me big time. And it was for people like Brian, people like my boy Bams to really embrace that in me, bro, and say that that's cool, bro. That's what a man does. You know what I mean? And then for me to get out here and be about that.
And it did, even in Ironwood, like when I first met him, it took him like a little moment to get his stride on all that, you know? For whatever it was, for whatever reason, I mean, but it turned out good.
Yeah, man, it turned out
As
great.
you can see, because I'm finna get a whole body decor done over here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's finna get nasty.
That was like a half-hour shot right there.
That was smooth.
Yeah.
Like butter, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, we thank you, though, Mikey, for the tattoos, for coming.
Can we get your Instagram for your business?
My Instagram is DOA, Mikey Campos.
On IG, Facebook?
On IG, I'm just on IG. If you guys want to tap in, inbox me, and we'll see if we can figure it out. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Holla. I appreciate it, bro.
And thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Always.
Brian.
Yeah, always.
Brian, go ahead and seal the deal with this Detroit shirt that you got on. Fuck wrong with you, man?
I did. I
You know this Laker Nation. What's wrong with you?
I'm a Laker.
Man, look, exactly.
Stop.
Let him know, man. What is it? What's wrong with him? You know where you at?
I still remember.
I was just trying to get on this podcast, so I didn't say nothing.
To the bad boys.
I'm trying to get on this podcast, so I didn't say
No,
nothing.
it was Isaiah.
Hey, you heard what he said? I said, why you didn't say that? He said, I'm trying to get on this podcast. I didn't say nothing.
Hey, but it's I'm a fan.
Get this shit
I'm
out
a
of
Laker
here.
fan, but it's Blake Griffin. Come on, he got hops. That's
Come
my
on,
boy.
bro. What?
I respect like the great players. I got an
We'll
Iverson.
put on a Clipper jersey then. Yeah.
I'll put on what's his name, Clinton Richardson, the one that was married to Brandy.
Oh,
Who?
He's just.
Strangest Fruit podcast. Mikey, thank you for coming on.
Bro,
Well,
we out of here. Well, he get himself into some bullshit.
Yeah, I was like,
that was Tokyo drifting off the road right now.
In the case of
ETA for transport, 10 minutes.
A podcast called Strangest Fruit.